Why is it so imperative to integrate your victim archetype? And for me, this is an imperative energy to alchemize because it can keep people stuck, heavy, resentful, angry, and it keeps their vibration low and dense because it carries a lot. Maybe guilt, shame, all of the dense, heavy energies. And it also is probably the reason for any problem in your life. If you think about if you have any issue, any problem, whether that's health, relationships, finances, whatever your issue is, will be because your victim archetype is not integrated. It's not being seen, felt, heard, understood, acknowledged. And there's that resistance. And I know when I go into my victim, it's very lonely. My victim runs a story that nobody could possibly understand. Nobody else on earth is going through this. Nobody could possibly get me or understand. They don't see me. They don't get it. I'm the outsider. And why is this happening to me? Why me? Why do I need to carry all of this? Nobody else's problems seem this bad. That's the voice of my victim. And it also shows up in arguments. If I'm having a confrontation with my partner, then it's only a confrontation for as long as it takes me to notice, I'm in my victim archetype. Because a confrontation is two people fighting for victim role. And you can't have a confrontation if one party, it doesn't even take both, one party decides, actually, I'm not in my victim. I have an integrated victim. There is no confrontation. It softens, the heart is able to open again, defense mechanisms come down. Any conflict, any argument with any partner, it's two people fighting for victim consciousness. Even if one of them says, what are you talking about? I'm not a victim. If there's a conflict or an argument, both are. You need to see my point of view. You need to see my point of view. It's like this. It's like this. Neither one being seen, felt, heard, acknowledged, and fighting for their victim needs to be right and righteous. And if you really think about any problem in your life, even if it's health related, it will be an unintegrated victim archetype. And this is so imperative because it makes self-healing so much quicker if you catch it early on and know the steps to integrating your victim archetype. And it is wonderful and profound, fun, juicy. That's like learning to love my victim was an essential part of my journey on the medicine wheel. And alchemizing the victim archetype is the first direction on the medicine wheel. So it's held by Sasha Mama in the South. And this is all about learning about that part of humanity, about it within yourself and within others. Then if you go around and do the rest of the medicine wheel, there are other parts to healing on top of this, but there is no point doing any other self-development or any other part of the wheel until the victim archetype is integrated. It's essential. It's an essential foundation. There is no point meeting your fears. It's impossible to meet your fears if your archetype is not integrated. If your victim archetype isn't integrated, you can't do any other self-development work. You won't be able to hold space for more love and joy and abundance. Because if this is wobbly and not integrated, it will get you. You will not be able to hold. And that's why I think so many people try and do different parts of self-development and it doesn't stick, or they don't stay in their joy, or something happens, this sabotage, and they go, well, why does everyone else find it easy and I'm really struggling? Probably because you didn't start with alchemizing your victim. Essential foundation. This is the springboard to then meeting your fear and going even deeper. And then when your victim is integrated, meeting and going through your fears is joyous and expansive and like juicy and kind of, wow, what's here for me. If your victim is not integrated, meeting your fears will be horrific, impossible, too fearful, too intense. And the same with holding space for joy, trusting your intuition, trusting creative energy. It's kind of impossible to bring in more love and more joy when your victim is not integrated and see things from another perspective. So that's why I think it is the first step on the medicine wheel. It is the basis and the foundation to shamanic empowerment sessions that I give. So we are alchemizing any heavy, dense energy into understanding, getting the medicine from your past, whatever has happened, so that you're fully understood and integrated. And even when it comes to things that have happened in your past, horrific things might have happened to us, to me, to you in the past. And a big part of that is allowing space to understand it, because understanding precedes forgiveness. And forgiveness is very difficult to go, yeah, okay, I can forgive and let go of this and park it to one side in order for my own personal healing. But there's still an element of resentment there if it's not fully understood. Each perspective isn't fully understood and integrated. So it can be a full embodiment of healing, getting this, having this archetype really, really fully understood. And it is not about letting other people off the hook. It is about taking your power back. Because there's nothing you can do about how anyone else is going to behave. But there is something you can do about how you meet yourself, how you learn from yourself, how you learn from your experiences, how you learn from your own pillar archetypes. You can do that. You can take your power back. You can understand it and alchemize whatever is going on for you. And that is your birthright. To be free and at peace and in acceptance, even though the journey there might seem challenging and sticky and tricky. Yeah. So love to all the victim archetypes in everyone. May they be seen, felt, heard, acknowledged, and loved. Loved deeply and dearly. They are protecting you and teaching you every day. Ubi Chai.